Hello everyone, and this is my second video since the update channel. I have returned, I guess, with my first real piece of content, which is, in my opinion, the best endgame method of dealing with mechanoid clusters. And I would like to say it's this right here, Neuroquake. Neuroquake is a very endgame power. It costs, well, it says right there, 50% side focus, 12% casting time, and everybody that's that's in between the minimum range and the maximum range is driven insane for a very long time compared to what normal berserk casts do. This method is really good in the end game, that is, at taking down mechanoid clusters, especially large ones, since the larger the amount of mechanoids, the more mechanoids are they're present to go berserk and kill one another. More or less, I wanted to show everyone how effective it is. So, after this madness, ignore what I'm looking at. We're going to do a dev quick test. Now, this is not how you're supposed to, this is not how you're supposed to play the game. I'm not going to be doing it. This is just what I'm going to be doing here. Where is it? Where is the clear area? Right here. I'm going to be showing you the power of Neuroquake versus mech clusters. Because Neuroquake is big enough to cover most mech clusters, but is small enough so that your colonists almost never go berserk, and your, what's it called? Unless you're dealing with a very wildlife-rich map, you're not going to be dealing with threats from wildlife that much comparison. And it's made even better with a few tactics that I would like to show. First off, the effectiveness. I'm going to be spawning in a mech cluster at 10,000 points, direct spawning. I'm just gonna blop it right there and there. Now we're going to be spawning in a colonist, spawn pawn, colonist, right here. Hello, we don't want that addiction. Let's take care of that. Let's max out these needs. Of course, let's just destroy our admiral. There we go. Get rid of that. You're gonna be given. Doesn't matter. Point is, I'm going to be showing here. Give side link at level 6 to this pawn. Alright, now they have a lot of abilities, but none of these abilities really matter to us so much as Neuroquake testing. Where is it? Side trainer, Neuroquake. Consume that. Dev side focus plus 20. Oh, by the way, this works exceptionally well when you're pairing with a weapon, persona weapon that has a kill focus trait. It's one of the most overpowered traits in the entire game, and if you can get your hands on it, even if it's a poor quality persona weapon or awful, it's still so good because you only need to kill like minor animals on the map that are present, even if you're in sea ice, whilst you're able to get almost immediately. And if not, even if you're not able to get animals, just taming like chickens and or other fast breeding animals results in a lot of side focus for you to use on things like inspirations, whatever. Point is, this pawn right here. Now we're gonna do test 1, which is just normal Neuroquake, nothing else to say. If this was a normal colony, we'd be like, well, okay, there's a colony over here, and there's this Neuroquake right over here. Mech cluster that just landed. It's recently landed, and now we're going to try it out. Begin by casting. And by the way, a few things just mention. You want to drop any weapons beforehand. Almost all mech clusters in the end game that you're going to be using this against have an incendiary launcher. And that incendiary launcher, it makes it so that any weapons that you drop burn up. This is difficult to deal with, so simply do not carry weapons with you. Get the side focus you need with the kill focused, then drop it at base, and then walk it over here and cast. Alright, if you have other colonists, make sure that they're far enough away, but a simple method is to simply walk around and have the Neuroquake itself, which is large. Cover only the mech cluster by hiding at the edge of the map. And then begin casting. Alright, so test 1. Cast. Now we see that he's warming up, whatever he's doing. Now, having him just casting it by himself with nothing else is typically a bad idea. It seems that we forgot to awaken the mechanoids. Whatever. Psyfocus plus this. A man in black can be discarded. Literally. Discard. Alright, that's my mistake. Let's give you some invisibility power, shall we? I guess that's a thing. You want to wake up the mech cluster before casting, otherwise you're going to risk having your colonist be wasteful of it. Alright, now draft invisibility is invisible, begin casting Neuroquake, and in that time you could have a normal colonist to shoot as a sniper, but I'm going to use death mode to wake him up. Now everybody wakes up and nobody knows why he's here. And all the while he casts Neuroquake, more than enough time, well, 2 seconds more than enough. Well, this pikeman in this case will survive, and that sniper will, but nobody else will. And that one pikeman's not going to survive the mech cluster. Everybody else has their aggression judgment scrambled as the mechanoids go to bits on one another. If I fast forward here, this colonist would probably starve. We become very upset for happening. But in the end, these colonists, mechanoids, are just going to fight it out, beat one another to death. And in the end, there's going to be only 2 things left. The turrets, which can be easily dealt with smoke pop belts, and jump packs, combined with breach act, which I'm getting to later in this video. And 1 single injured mechanoid, which in this case is going to be these 2 bad boys who are going to beat each other to death. Who's going to be the winner? I said left one. This is taking a while. Yeah, whatever. This is not exactly the fastest method, which is why I'm going to get into rescue tips later. And now he's done. And normally, if you were in a normal map, you would spawn he'd go after the wildlife, luring him out of his shell, from which you could shoot him. But it's just, it remains as valid if you were to just go in here with smoke pop belts, clear out all the turrets, and leave minimal explosives. However, we're not dealing with that. So, step 1, clear area. Get rid of everything here, and then we remove your psychic coma. Okay, so it's happened ever since. It's happened, the colony has gotten over it since, and now we're dealing with, what's it called? We're dealing with another rescue methods. I'm going to get to rescue method now. So spawn pawn, colonist. Now this colonist, you have a few options. For starters, I'm going to spawn a few pawns for this. Spawn pawn, colonist, 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 colonist. There's a few methods that you could use. You could potentially use, okay, if I'm going to make this video, I gotta probably bookmark this. Level 6. Actually, you know what, let's just, whatever. Point is, you could just use a colonist that has another lower level colonist that has the skip and the invisibility power simultaneously, that allows them to cast invisibility, skip themselves, skip the pawn away, and then skip the pawn away again while they walk away. It's not possible. I'm pretty sure skip has lower range, but with invisibility, you don't really worry about it. That's method 1. Method 2 is giving them simply a jump pack, or jump, or locust armor. Probably should use apple. I'm going to give them locust armor. Here you go, and let's make that legendary. You wear that. No, y'all drafted. No, don't go. Don't go fulfilling your needs right now. We need you for testing. Why did I turn that off in the first place? Alright, there you go. Wear that locust armor. Alright. Locust armor by itself works well. Simply has the pawn, who can wield a weapon. He's not going to be downed, assuming you keep him in the miniature radius. And this radius right here. Keep him in the radius, and then he equips, and then have him drafted nearby. Right next by, after he casts the Neuroquake, you simply have him pick him up and jump pack away. Or jump packs work too, but in this specific case, most likely you want locust armor because you're going to be dealing with some explosives. Method number 3, and this is just a variation of this method, which is to make it as effective as possible. For starters, you can make this man actually survive. And not survive, but as in, you give him two things. Locust armor and smoke pop belt. Smoke pop belt. And then, you simply have him, once he's done, to distract the turrets or hide behind the turrets. You simply pop smoke, or you simply hide from them, while you destroy the turrets using a very specific weapon that many people don't give the recognition it deserves against mech clusters, the breach axe. The breach axe itself can be made, okay, I'm gonna get a plasteel one, but in the end game, in the very best case scenario, you're getting yourself a legendary plasteel breach axe. Because a legendary plasteel breach axe, equip that real quick, let's spawn thing, auto charge blaster. You'll see that if we decide to kill it, it's dead in 2 shots very quickly. And my method, my personally preferred method, is to simply have the pawn waiting here, you casting invisibility on both of them, and then after this happens, you pop smoke, you take care of whatever turrets you need. Another method is to simply have this guy equipped with caravan hauling, which is to say, which another Mel covered in another video, but put simply, you could simply have another condylus deliver a smoke launcher, smoke shells, whatever. Do whatever method you need, but you can take care of the turrets easily, and then have him rescue afterwards. So I'm going to put that method in action for you all. Starters, spawn mech cluster at 10,000 points. In pods this time, for no reason. Alright, here it comes. Alright, we don't need all of you, so some of you will have to go. We only need you two. What's the range of you? Get on the edge of that range. Right there. Do not spawn right there. Alright, there we go. Now it's you two. So, method here is use invisibility on both of you. You might, the prestige app roll single-handedly is enough to compensate for this, but you very likely just go over it. It's only by like 9 heat, and then begin Norway casting. Rarely, it's possible, I believe, for bad things to happen. In this case, I'm going to take out mech assemblers instead. You don't have to do this, but it's simply something that I personally like to do. Take him out. Note that you want this colonist to be psychically deaf and to not worry about it. them. Now carry him and jump away. While the turrets shoot at whatever. What did you just shoot at? What? What's over here? Did you shoot at the rat? Oh, they are. Oh, whatever. Point is, now the mech cluster is weakened with whatever you're doing. Hey, don't shoot at us. Jump again. Whatever. Now the mech cluster is destructing itself. You've weakened it for later. An alternative method is simply to continue going and to take care of the mech cluster some more. And leave the colonist raiding, and then pick him up afterwards. Leaving the mech cluster totally crippled with only 1 mechanoid left behind, assuming you don't even choose to melee that severely crippled mechanoid. But in most cases, the surviving mechanoid will be a centipede, and all mechanoids are going to melee one another, and then they're going to melee turrets. I think they got rid of the mechanoids meleeing their own turrets, but either way, breach axes, pop smoke, jump, whatever methods. If a mech cluster doesn't have mechanoids, it is so much easier to take care of than a mechanoid cluster that's at full strength. With both turrets. Centipedes are by far the biggest issue. Centipede blasters alone. Fire count. Wait, where does it say stopping power, primary? Burst count shot. 24 burst. You do 9. And you have a minimum range. And you're more inaccurate. And you can't move. And I guess exploding is a variable weakness in strength, useless if obtaining power cells, but that's a method I'll cover in a second video if this succeeds. That's mostly it. Neuroquake combined with skip invisibility is single-handedly becomes the most broken combination of sidecasts you could ever ask for. You could pretty much take care of any mechanoid cluster. Just be aware, if you're depending on your sidecaster for defense, it's not worth it, because you won't be able to protect your colony while he's doing it. Alright, and that's it. I'll see you all in the next video.